You won't believe what happened on live television. Picture yourself relaxing on your couch with your favorite drink when, boom, it's Spice. Yes, the same Spice who has been causing problems everywhere says something so ridiculous that even the camera crew can't stand it. Was it a mistake, or did she purposefully cause chaos for Karlie Redd in front of millions of people? Put on your seatbelt because the response is completely crazy. Spice, who is no stranger to controversy, has gone too far this time. And we know everything about it. Spice's voice was accompanied by a raised hand. Yes, folks, she charged at them and unleashed a full-scale attack. The fact that it was all live on TV was the worst part. Karlie's remarks were as sharp as a razor, fists were flying, and worst of all, Spice was taken out in handcuffs, shown immediately in front of the television audience. How could there have been such a violent outburst on live television? Was it premeditated or just a publicity stunt? Stay tuned because this narrative is only beginning, and you won't want to miss the shocking disclosures that follow. Take a seat because what we are going to talk about could be the most shocking thing that has happened on social media this week. Spice, you're right. Let's discuss live drama. Now, let's set up the situation. Spice has never shied away from controversy. Whether it was her unbridled behavior, her frequent back and forth with other cast members, or her well-known on-screen antics that kept everyone glued to their screens. This time, however, it's not about little talk or small drama. Not even Spice's harshest critics foresaw the boundaries she broke. She has gone into beast mode on Karlie Redd, not just in the comfort of their own homes, but also in front of a live audience. No matter how you feel about her, Karlie Redd is no stranger to being at the heart of controversy. She has been involved in several contentious disputes over the years, but nobody anticipated Spice's outburst. Spice is known for stirring up controversy, but what transpired during this terrible television program is quite astounding. Was it a fleeting moment of poor judgment? A case of her rage getting the better of her? Or was it truly just another staged event designed to keep the cameras rolling and generate publicity? With fistfights and loud yelling, it was intense enough to compete with any major pay-per-view event. So how did it all work out? Was there a larger scheme going on here, or was Spice just acting out of anger? Let's analyze it. The atmosphere in the studio was palpable to all audience members. Even though Spice and Karlie were already at odds, the conflict didn't begin there. The producers, employees, and spectators all knew something was about to happen. Let's just say that Spice was offended by Karlie Redd's comment. It's unclear if Karlie's comment was premeditated or if it was an impromptu remark, but it was obvious that it touched a nerve. That one comment, that one look, was what really pushed it over the edge. It wasn't just the typical lighthearted banter. No, you could see it in their eyes. The tension could easily be cut with a knife. Spice, infamous for her volatile behavior and blazing temper, obviously had some serious issues with Karlie that day. We may never know for sure, but one thing is certain: Spice lost it. When she was done talking, Karlie stood up and began to punch like a UFC fighter. The cameras seized on every moment without hesitation, and suddenly Spice and Karlie were doing more than just arguing. It was violence, in its most basic form. Most likely not expecting this, the audience let out a startled shout. Let's face it, reality TV is not what it appears to be. As the conflict grew more intense, the cameras could no longer keep up with the chaos, and the live broadcast abruptly descended into a frenzied flurry. Could you make a plan? Spice is renowned for being the queen of drama, and Karlie Redd, with her sharp tongue and tendency to irritate people, is no stranger to causing trouble herself. Was it meant for ratings, though? Anything is possible on reality TV, but it's hard to imagine someone would actually hurt someone for dramatic effect. Instead of being a staged dramatic performance, it was a real physical altercation. It was not planned. It wasn't a fantastic acting performance because the cameras captured every moment and no amount of editing could take away from the intensity of what was happening. Let's talk about what happened just after the fists were thrown. After establishing the scene and demonstrating how explosive this situation was, speaking will draw more viewers, keep the cameras rolling, and most importantly, maintain audience attention. As everyone knows, reality TV rarely shows such incidents without serious repercussions. Spice may have believed she could leave the stage and dismiss it as a heated argument, but the situation was far from over. Almost immediately, security arrived. Although Spice, still furious, was restrained physically by security officers who had to step in, the damage had already been done. Now that the confrontation had escalated, the focus had shifted from the drama to the consequences of physical violence during a live broadcast. You can imagine the chaos backstage as producers scrambled to find crew members. Everyone would be even more shocked by what happens next, especially because the cameras were still filming and the world was watching. After the spectacular altercation between Spice and Karlie Redd, what happens when the chaos has passed? Is there more to this story than meets the eye? Or was it just a singular episode triggered by excitement? Let's take a closer look at the fallout from this scandal and how the public, media, and audience are all gaping at one another in disbelief. Spice has never been the epitome of composure. Her career has been based on breaking boundaries, igniting controversy, and making sure she is in the spotlight. Spice has been involved in countless on-screen altercations, catfights, and social media feuds throughout her time on the renowned reality series Love and Hip Hop, as well as her conflicting personas on other shows. But this latest incident had many wondering how far she would go to gain attention. Was this an intentional move to maintain her notoriety? Or was it simply a loss of control? Spice's reputation was already damaged before this controversy. She had a devoted fan base that valued her strong and fearless style, but she was also known for being unpredictable, unstable, and often downright antagonistic. Spice had been seen publicly arguing with several of the show's cast members in the months before this altercation. For a while now, they had been harassing one another on social media, and her rivalry with Karlie Redd in particular had been lingering. However, no one could have predicted that Spice would attack Karlie with physical force on live TV. Dangerous. This latest incident is only adding fuel to the fire that has been burning in her public persona for years. The dispute caused a rift in Spice's fan base. Some defended her conduct, arguing that she was provoked and therefore had every right to defend herself. However, others were taken aback by her actions, considering them the final straw. Would Spice's career expire as a result of this altercation, or would the public's short-term memory allow her to recover? After the incident went viral on social media, people couldn't stop talking about it. Supporters and critics used the #SpiceAttackSky to express their thoughts about the fight, turning it into a global craze. On the other hand, many felt that Spice had completely crossed the line. Some fans supported Spice, claiming that she had merely hit her breaking point and that Karlie had been antagonizing her for months. They even claimed that Spice's actions were justified since she was tired of Karlie's rambling. The internet has no chill, and it didn't take long for people to voice their opinions loudly. Physical violence is never acceptable in any circumstance, particularly during a live broadcast. The general public appeared to concur that Spice had fully let herself go. Critics took to social media to vent their displeasure, accusing Spice of losing control and placing herself and the network in a precarious situation. She wasn't the cool-headed TV personality we had grown accustomed to. Rather, she was an unstable individual whose temper finally got the better of her, and no one could defend that. Many claimed this was just another instance of reality TV celebrities overstepping their bounds to garner publicity. It is disgusting. She needs to be held accountable for her actions. One tweet encapsulated it perfectly. Spice's anger issues are no joke. Her rage was too much for authorities to overlook, and insiders close to the production crew reported that the police were called to the set right away. Reality stars are rarely imprisoned for their on-screen antics, but it required many cops to detain her and escort her out of the building because the altercation had gotten out of hand so fast. Law enforcement eventually intervened as the outcry mounted. What transpired next was nearly as surprising as the altercation itself. Spice was taken into custody for her conduct on live television. Some may find it ridiculous that a reality TV celebrity would be arrested for something that happened on camera, but the authorities couldn't deny that Spice's attack was illegal, and that no one, particularly someone in the public eye, could get away with it without suffering some sort of repercussions. The internet was blazing with theories following Spice's attack on Karlie Redd. Fans questioned whether Spice would face jail time or a fine, or if this was just another publicity stunt to keep her in the spotlight. One thing is certain: both of these women are accustomed to drama, and this whole incident feels like just another chapter in their continuing fight. we may never know the whole truth. Karlie Redd wasn't the only one who blamed Spice. Despite what we've seen in the video and the back and forth, Spice might have been the first to take action, but Karlie wasn't completely blameless either. Karlie had been taunting Spice for weeks, luring her into a fight, as some people quickly pointed out. Was Karlie attempting to make a viral moment for herself? Spice is distinct from other reality stars who have fallen from glory due to similar problems. Although she has a devoted following and has been in the public eye for years, let's face it, if a reality star's career is impacted by public opinion, the public's only concern is whether Spice will be able to get past the incident or if her career will end. Viewers were furious. The network where this brawl took place was heavily criticized, and some questioned whether reality TV had gone too far. Whether Spice was to blame or not, her reputation was in ruins, and it was hard to say how it would impact her chances going forward. Spice is currently coping with the consequences of her behavior. The public has weighed in, the law has had its say, and the public has expressed its thoughts. Will she get better? Spice's arrest sparked a media frenzy that only fueled the flames. Unquestionably, the public is outraged. But the true question is whether Spice's career is at an all-time low or if she can recover from this incident. Let's examine the fallout, the repercussions, and the future of this contentious personality in the entertainment sector. We must first discuss Spice's legal repercussions. One thing is for sure, Spice will not be quiet. The reality TV industry has been rocked by the turmoil surrounding Spice's arrest and the startling brawl with Karlie Redd. This is where things get interesting. Because of Spice's fiery personality and her spectacular outbursts on reality TV, some people think she will get away with it despite the charges. In this instance, Spice's behavior on live TV could have major legal ramifications because violence is assault, regardless of viral moments or TV numbers. There are two sides to reality TV scandals. On the one hand, the more publicity your incident gets, the more likely it is that you will continue to be important in the public's mind. On the other hand, if the courts decide to take action, Spice could be in for more than just a slap on the wrist. Although Spice's behavior might have been part of a reality TV ploy, things take a very different turn when the police are involved. Time will tell, but let's not forget the media hysteria that followed Spice's arrest, in which supporters have come forward to claim that improving the network's reputation, she ought to be given another chance. After all, reality TV is notorious for fabricating ridiculous scenarios, and this was just another one of those uncontrollable incidents that the producers most likely anticipated. YouTube naturally, the public's insatiable hunger for drama, made it hard for anyone to ignore the story, which was picked up by news sites, gossip blogs, and even mainstream media outlets. While other media outlets concentrated on the more explicit details of the conflict, the headlines shouted things like "Spice attacks Karlie Redd on live TV" and "Spice arrested." It was obvious that this scandal would not be resolved very soon. People from all around the world were ridiculing Spice's activities as memes, tweets, and viral videos quickly took over the internet and caused a whirlwind of online talk. Spice's social media following has skyrocketed, and her name has never been more well known. She might need this scandal to launch her career again, but at what price? The saddest aspect is that she has remained relevant in spite of the online backlash. Publicity can frequently be just as beneficial as criticism, which is the peculiar contradiction of reality TV stardom. Millions of people watch the drama play out, and the network that broadcasted this brawl is also being closely watched. Spice's arrest could result in her being kicked off the show permanently, or she might simply be recast in a more dramatic role for upcoming seasons. Spice might even be called back to continue the drama, since if history is any indication, reality TV shows have a tendency to retain problematic characters. Spice is dealing with criticism from her peers in the industry, in addition to the anger of the public and the law. In actuality, reality TV celebrities often create tight-knit communities, and some of her co-stars have voiced their displeasure and rage at the events that transpired. Naturally, Karlie Redd has been outspoken in expressing her viewpoint, and the network may choose to cut ties with her to safeguard their reputation. Others, however, are more sympathetic to Spice's predicament, and some of her devoted fans have even gone so far as to accuse Karlie of starting the drama. Meanwhile, other celebrities have weighed in and suggested that Spice's problems with anger management have been ongoing for years. It's evident that Spice's fan base is split, with some vehemently supporting her behavior and others calling for her to take responsibility. Spice's perseverance is unmatched. We've seen her overcome previous scandals and repeatedly demonstrate that she has the endurance to remain relevant. Will she write another comeback tale using this scandal? It's feasible. In fact, it could be her ideal opportunity to start over. But has this scandal caused her to sour too many relationships? Spice is not an exception to the rule that reality TV stars often don't last. It's unclear what Spice will do next, but she won't go quietly. Her narrative is far from over, regardless of whether she chooses to live with the repercussions of her actions or seizes the opportunity to come back stronger than before. One thing is clear, though. We will continue to hear about Spice and her wild escapades. The main issues, at this point, are whether the audience has had enough of the drama and whether they have had enough of her redemption tale. Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you believe that the attack on Carly Red was totally out of place, or just another exaggerated reality TV incident? Please hit the bell symbol, like this video, and subscribe if you would like to see more updates on the most recent drama in the world of celebrities. Watch this space for more breaking news and incredible tales.